good, sports fans? You are now tuned in to D Nas Sports. I'm your host, D Nas. This is going to be a quick, easy videos for your stardom and pick'ems. We're going to jump right into the quarterback positions and who we starting. We're definitely going to start Patrick Mahomes, new record set in the NFL, 10 TDs and 2 starts, 4 TDs in his first week, and then 6 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kudos to you, Patrick Mahomes. You are the real deal. We're also going to start Kirk Cousins against the Buffalo Bills. We are going to start Jimmy Garoppolo versus Kansas City. We're definitely going to start Ryan Fitzpatrick. Kudos to Ryan Fitzpatrick. As my brothers say, the sun does shine on some dogs' asses some days. I like that one, Rico. So we're definitely going to start Ryan Fitzpatrick. You're definitely doing your thing. We're definitely going to start Matthew Stafford versus the New England Patriots. And we are definitely going to sit Phillip Rivers versus the Los Angeles Rams. That defense is stellar. We are going to sit Dak Prescott out against the Seattle Seahawks. I definitely don't see Dallas beating them at Seattle. Derek Carr versus Miami. Case Keenum versus the Baltimore Ravens. Marcus Mariota versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. So those are your starting quarterbacks and your sitting quarterbacks for week 3. So let's talk about Patrick Mahomes, man. This kid is the real deal. I'm starting to like him a lot, man. Starting to like him a lot. He's showing off, man. All right, let's go to our wide receivers positions. We're definitely going to start Juju Smith against Tampa. We're going to start Emmanuel Sanders against Baltimore Ravens. We are going to start Golden Tate versus the Patriots. Man, and talk about the Patriots. Jaguars definitely handled their business against the Pats, man. Really, Blake Bortles looked it awesome. We're definitely going to start Nelson against the Colts. If you guys haven't heard yet, Carson Wentz will be starting this week against Indianapolis. And we're definitely going to start Deshaun Jackson. Him and Fitzpatrick right now are tearing it up, man. They have great chemistry on the field. So whoever has Deshaun Jackson, man, you guys might want to start him. We're going to be definitely sitting Corey Davis out, which I already took him out of my lineup. Michael Crabtree, we're going to be sitting him down as well. Randall Cobb versus the Washington Redskins. Mike Williams versus the Los Angeles Rams. And Kelvin Benjamin against Minnesota. You guys didn't pay attention to that Minnesota Viking games against Green Bay, man. That was a great game. Now we have 2 teams who have tied up in less than 2 weeks in their starts. We're going to jump straight into the defensive positions. We're going to be starting the Vikings against Buffalo. We're going to be starting the Bears against Arizona. If you guys have not noticed, Arizona has not really put up any points at all. Chicago looked great Monday night against Seattle. They have great offensive weapons out there, so we're definitely going to be starting Chicago. We are going to play Houston against the Giants. And we are going to play New England versus Detroit. We're going to be sitting out Denver versus Baltimore. Pittsburgh versus Tampa. I mean, the way Ryan Fitzpatrick is throwing the ball around and the way Deshaun's catching like he just started in the NFL, might as well not even start them as a defense. Los Angeles Chargers versus the Rams. We will be sitting out the Chargers. And the Bengals versus Carolina will be sitting out. Also, we got the 49ers at Kansas City and the Titans at Jacksonville. We'll be sitting them out as well. We'll be starting the Browns versus the Jets and the Panthers versus the Bengals. And our sleepers will be the Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks, and the Dolphins versus Oakland in those matchups. Just trying to go by through the week real quick. So we can jump right to it. Our tight ends for this week. We're definitely going to be starting George Kittle versus Kansas City. Kyle Rudolph versus the Bills. Trey Burton versus Arizona. If you guys do not have Trey on your bench as a sleeper, you guys might want to look into your waivers and start picking this dude up, man. He's going to do some great things. I'm telling you, I told y'all this in the beginning of the season. Trey Burton is going to do great things. And we're going to be starting O.J. Howard versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're also going to be starting Evan Ingram at Houston and Jared Cook at Miami. Our sleepers is going to be Jesse James at Tampa and Mark Andrews versus the Denver Broncos. We're going to be sitting Tyler Eifert versus Carolina, Eric Ebron versus Philly, Ricky Seals-Jones, we'll be sitting him down against the Bears, and Austin Seferian-Jenkins versus the Tennessee Titans. We will definitely be sitting him down. Antonio Gates as well. Janu Smith and Charles Clay and David Njoku are definitely bust this week. And so we definitely won't be starting them at all this week. You don't want to do that. We're definitely going to do your kickers as well. You are going to want to start Robbie Gould versus Kansas City, Matt Bryan versus the Saints, Dan Bailey versus Buffalo, and Jake Elliott versus Indianapolis. Also star Will Lutz and Mason Crosby. Sleepers is your guy Sam Ficken versus the Chargers and Kayami Fairbairn versus the New York Jets. We'll be sitting Brandon McManus versus Baltimore, Chris Boswell versus Tampa. That's crazy because I have both of them in my leagues. Sebastian Jankowski versus Dallas, and Caleb Sturgis versus the Rams. We'll be sitting Randy Bullock, Dustin Hopkins, Adam Vinatieri, and Matt Prater. Also, for your kicker positions this week. But definitely pay attention to this out here, man, because I'm trying to give y'all the real deal, man. So we're gonna jump into your running back positions real quick. And you guys do not know by week 2 already, you guys are not watching football. We are definitely going to be starting James Conner versus Tampa. We have to. It's a must. The kid is doing great things. Jordan Howard versus Arizona. We're definitely going to be starting him. Tevin Coleman versus New Orleans. Giovanni Bernard versus Carolina Panthers. He should see a ton of touches this week in the absence of Joe Mixon. And I think he's missing the next 2 or 4 weeks with a bum knee. So Gio Bernard is definitely going to get a lot of touches. You guys see him on the waiver, and you guys are looking for a running back that's going to get plenty of carries. And we do know Cincinnati does like to run the game. That's how they dominate with their passing game as well. So definitely pick up Giovanni. Matt Breida versus Kansas City. We're going to be starting Dalvin Cook, Lamar Miller, and your sleepers is going to be James White at Detroit and Corey Clement at Indianapolis. We'll be definitely sitting down LaShawn McCoy. McCoy suffered cracked rib, cartilage, and last week's loss to the Chargers. But they're still saying he still be active in week 3. We don't know how that's going to work out. I don't even know what a freaking cracked cartilage. Oh, I saw that. It's when his one of his 357 pounds, 6'7" dude fell on top of him or something like that. We're definitely gonna start Derrick Henry versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Alex Collins versus Denver. I just moved him into my running back position and sat down Royce Freeman. Jamal Williams at Washington and Royce Freeman versus Baltimore. I sat down Royce for the fact is his the first 2 weeks has not been stellar for him. I don't know if he might have a breakout week in week 3 against Baltimore, but Baltimore's defense did wake up against the Cincinnati Bengals, so, and they're playing them at home, so I don't know how that's going to work out for Royce, but I did bring up Alex Collins to replace him in that running game position. You're also going to be sitting down Marlon Mack, Chris Carson, and David Johnson, and Adrian Peterson. Those are my bust. And those are your startums and sit-ums for week 3, man. Stay tuned for some highlights that I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the show. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. I'm your guy, D Nas. And if you're looking for sports, this is where it is.
Damian Williams in there, the former Dolphin. Mahomes, cannon, touchdown, Chris Conley.
Second catch of the season, his second career touchdown reception. And there's that bullet. Ball not in the air very long as Conley gets inside of Artie Burns on the post route. Perfectly delivered. Touchdown Kansas City. 2 weeks in a row now. The Chiefs special teams have last week not an issue for them.
Loose on a bounce for Kansas City. Mahomes sets the feet close. Deep separation on the outside. Sammy Watkins. And another big game for KC. No answers for Pittsburgh.
Going to go after his replacement here. That's Cameron Sutton. It's a zone coverage here. Safety late coming over. Real late coming over. Nate Barrett, or rather Sean Davis.
One shifts to the other side of Mahomes. Mahomes looking downfield. Fires. Travis Kelce. Touchdown. Tremendous grab by Kelce. Board. That was a laser shot for Mahomes.
Well, all he sees is that the big body gets behind the linebacker and in front of Sutton. And again, there's that laser shot. Frozen ropes.
Mahomes swings it to the outside. Hunt works his way in for the touchdown. Terrell Edmonds, the rookie, couldn't bring him down. And the Chiefs are routing the Steelers.
Runner. Great balance, strength in his legs. Watch as he schools this rookie. Keeps in bounds with the leverage, extends his
Mahomes looks over the middle. Open man, Travis Kelce. Touchdown. Patrick Mahomes with another dime. 25 yards.
And they just sent everybody on that side of the formation down the field on post routes between him and the quarterback. Just perfect. You can see Mahomes looking left all the way. A good adjustment to a low pass and the contact from Sean Davis.
Dan, 2 weeks in a row, 4 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. 84 degrees here in the Steel City. Mahomes throwing, working the sideline, and it's Tyreek Hill. There's the speed of Hill after the catch. It's 36 yards.
And how about this adjustment to this pass? Going a little bit behind him. Earns a good coverage there, but this is why he's so dangerous.